Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. You can check out this video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com because it's gone viral. It's an 18-year-old Colorado high school student named Skylar, and she claims she was stopped for drunk driving by a deputy, that she registered a 3.8 blood alcohol content on a breathalyzer test.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And was released with just a warning after flirting with the officer. She also claims he gave her his phone number and wanted to meet later. Here's the original video that Skylar posted.
No DUI for me, bitches. I was like, I just got out of a really bad relationship. He was really toxic and he dumped me. I blew a 3.8 and he let me off with a warning and gave me his number and said we should meet for coffee or lunch.
And we're bragging about this. Why?
Yeah.
3.8 isn't even feasible. It's not even possible.
Tell me you've never had a drink without telling me you've never had a drink.
Yeah, because
basically.
a 0.37 is fatal.
Yeah. So, okay. So, what she's just... I mean, I don't know. The video shows it looks like she's pulled over, right?
Yes.
In the video. So it looks like there is police there. But did she actually blow a 3.8? Did we get to see that in the video?
No, because you'll find out, like, as we go along with the story, BJ, that the officer has video from the chest cam, and she wasn't drunk.
Oh, you mean is she lying?
Well, yeah, that's what stupid teenagers do, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? Right? I know that you're far away from stupid teenager age, but you know what? It's going to happen to you, buddy.
Oh, I know. I hear this. I'm like, man, oh man, what do we got to do to avoid our teenager one day, thankfully many years from now, being adult like this teenager?
Yeah, and you know what? This is the one time where you're happy to have body cam, no doubt about it.
And we have the audio of it, so you could hear what she sounds like, actually.
I pulled you over because you were weaving a little bit back there. Where are you coming from?
I was coming from my friend's house. I actually just got dumped.
Okay.
So I was like crying and like I'm really upset.
Okay. Were you on your phone and stuff too?
I was trying to call him to get a hold of him because my heart.
Well, I'm just concerned that you were weaving because of alcohol, but if you're on your phone, have you been drinking or anything tonight? No? Okay. Sounds like you're having a rough night, so I'm not going to add to that by writing you a ticket or anything, okay?
He's like, I don't want to deal with your teenage drama. Get home safe.
Okay, and as far, at least from what we heard there was no, hey, I need your number, right? We didn't hear any of that.
No, that's the thing. Like, yeah, the officer's like, I never asked for her number. She wasn't flirting with me, even though she did a whole make-em up.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. She did the sob story thing, but I agree. It didn't sound like flirting at all. And of course, if you're the officer, you're like, wait, what is she saying? Very, very stunned. And yeah, he's super glad that he had the body cam.
No, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I'm glad I was sitting down when I got the phone call. It would have been a he said, she said, and it would not have been good right away.
I don't know if he's married or not, but that would be a weird conversation that thankfully you have the chest cam for, because, you're always like, I just saw this video and it's this girl saying you flirted with her.
Yeah, it's hard for me to believe that sometimes young people will post stuff virally that's like a lie.
Oh, yeah.
This is
right.
Wow, this has crushed my world. Because Skylar, she's since admitted that she made up the stories in order to get clout. Is that I thought clout was no longer a thing. Is that back? We can say get clout? That means something?
I guess it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I never heard that one being taken away from us yet. It's taken away from you. You're not allowed to use the term clout.
All right. Yeah, you took fleek from me. Come on. I mean, you're going to take clout as well?
Oh, we took it from you, but you continue to use it.
I know, right?
Well, it's because it's back. Now people are saying on fleek is back.
Who?
Right. I don't know. The people that are on fleek. Yeah, so she wanted to get clout on her social media accounts. Oh, wow, yeah. She still says that she was drunk, even though the officer stated that she wasn't.
That was a lie. I was a stupid teenager trying to get just trying to be stupid and drunk and get clout, and it wasn't true. I ended up getting a little too intoxicated. I was taking shots all night, and I decided to make the dumb decision to get into my car and drive.
What?
Okay,
what is she doing? Is she just afraid she doesn't want to back down from the lie because she wants to look cool with her idiot friends?
Yeah, this is, what a moron. On every level. Or are we just too old? Is that the problem? Are people thinking that she's cool?
It could be all of the above.
Never one time in my high school career, though, did I think it was a great idea to, get caught for something and then be like, no, that officer was dumb. I was drunk. No, you don't admit that. What are you doing?
That's just, that's a horrible,
so terrible.
Well, maybe amongst her friends, that's some kind of cool, maybe they brag about drinking and driving. I'm not saying it's right. Don't get me wrong. But, I remember, friends being like, I got so drunk on all the beers yesterday. And I'm like, dude, I know you don't drink like me. We don't even. But some people want to brag about it because they want to seem cool amongst whatever in crowd is.
I get that. Yeah, no doubt about it. I get that. Yeah, being the person that's I'm so drunk all the time. But I thought it was still a horrible stigma to be a drunk driver. I thought that nobody wanted to have that put on them.
In a
That's
weird
what
way,
surprises me.
I don't know how it is. I could totally see a teenager thinking they're cool because they were able to get away with drinking and driving.
Wow.
And I'm not saying it's right. Obviously, it's not. But I could totally see how that's with the idiot mentality that some people have, especially when you're in your teens. That there's a group of people yeah, dude, I totally was drinking, and then she's trying to fit in. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And doesn't want to admit that she was lying about that because then she's no longer part of the cool crowd that for some reason she thinks that's what you need to do to be cool.
And then she's doing the mea culpa. She's like, it's not cool. I just want you guys to know it's not cool to do it. I did it, but it's not cool. Yeah, Steve, in some way, I think you're right. She's getting the bad girl cred, but saying, hey, don't be like me. I'm reforming from being this bad girl. Oh, man. I just want to go. I just want to really slap the internet. Can I just slap the internet?
That's the spirit.
I don't think that's possible, but you can try.
Keep trying there, buddy.
If the internet ever has an award show, I promise you I'm going to go and I'm going to go up and slap the internet. That's what I'm going to do.
Also, her acting was really bad.
It was terrible.
When the actual, the legit chest cam footage, when she's just all broken up about this. Hey, good on her. She got out of the ticket for that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Which means the cop is stalwart because you got to be thinking he hears a lot of sob stories and he probably knew it was whatever, kid. And I'm betting she wasn't drunk at all because if she was, he sees drunk drivers, he knows she's just lying on every way possible. He's just you're a stupid kid, on your phone. That's exactly what you were. You were on your phone driving. Stop doing that.
Especially when she's bragging about how much she was drinking. That's something that would be very obvious.
And even the way she chugs out of the bottle, $10 says that's water. She doesn't seem she is so horrible at faking even being drunk.
And she's 18, right? Yeah, she's just
17.
She's 17. Oh my God!
I said 18, but yeah.
Oh yeah, 18. Sorry.
Yeah, 18 years old. God. You know what I hear? God, old man voice. Where are the parents? That's the first thing that came to my mind. Where are her parents? I want to talk to them.
They should take her TikTok away.
That's what we should do.
That's the only way you could probably punish her, is take her social media away. If that's what she's so obsessed with clout.
Yeah, if she lives at home, if she's not using her own money to do stuff, you're absolutely right, Steve. It's you know what? You're done. Why don't you go out and do something to earn money for yourself? If you want to be an idiot, then earn your own money to be an idiot.
Her parents didn't take. For instance, Tatum didn't clean up yesterday. I told her I'm going to take away your Instagram if you don't clean up.
How'd she do? She must have jumped right on it.
She picked those balls up and put them back in the ball pit.
Yeah,
good for her.
Yeah. You got to put your foot down sometime.
Right. See, he says that. The funny thing is, Lily got grounded last week from her iPad because she was sneaking her iPad into her bed every night.
Oh.
We got the first.
How'd you find out?
Her mom found it. Because she was like, "Hey, where's the iPad?" So she went to go see, and there's Lily at about midnight watching her iPad in bed. That being said, we also got the first "Hey, I'm running away" letter.
Awesome.
Oh, nice. How old is she? She
That's
is
fantastic.
going to be 8 next week.
Oh. Was it a mailed letter?
No, she left it for her mom to find. By her mom.
I thought she
morning
mailed it to
coffee.
you. I'm like,
No.
dude, that's really bad.
Dear Mom and Dad, I have always been your perfect daughter, but unless you give me Roblox and YouTube back, I am running away. Lily.
Bye.
Sad face.
Wow.
That was the thing. I
I've
was like,
always
oh
been
my
the perfect
gosh.
daughter.
Yeah.
I can't blame her because the reason that her iPad was discovered was probably because you were FaceTiming with her, Danny.
No, she was watching.
Yeah.
She was doing it to play her
Roblox.
her Roblox game.
Whatever that is. I don't
you
even know.
can't really.
It's a whole. Thing.
It's another kid.
So
game,
she
don't
wants
worry.
Roblox and YouTube back, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's an unreasonable request, really. I mean, she's been the perfect daughter.
Yeah,
The perfect daughter.
I've been I love that part of the letter. I've been the perfect daughter.
I told her
Yeah,
Mom
what is
worked-
that? How does she even know what the parameters are? I love that she's.
I'm sure Danny tells her she's the perfect daughter. She
all the time.
Danny, Steve has just made a good point. This is what happens when some parents go overboard and saying, you are like always amazing. You're always wonderful. I mean, parents do that because they want the kids to feel the love. But can you overly like compliment and love somebody to the point where now they go, hey, I've been the perfect daughter. You better give me everything I want. Are you raising a little Kardashian? Is that what's happening?
Yes. 100%.
Well, because he's hoping she'll marry one day Travis Barker.
Oh yeah, right, huh?
I hadn't thought about
He
that.
finally gets closer to Tom DeLonge.
It's not a bad, it's not a bad strategy, Danny. I actually support this.
That's why I'm already telling Tatum, you're very flawed, but we still love you.
Yes,
Yeah, that's how you have to do it. You really have to.
You gotta knock him down a peg right into your early part of their life.
I wish you were the perfect daughter, but you're not.
Right. I mean, there's really, you're not even close to perfect. But you know what? You're our daughter, so we love you.
That's 60s parenting right there, Steve. Congratulations, because that's exactly what every 60s kid heard. You probably heard it too. You know, it's just like, you wanted a award at school, huh? Yeah. Oh, the next thing, well, here's why you're still a piece of crap.
We're stuck
thanks,
with
Mom.
you.
Thanks, Dad.
You popped out of Mom.
Yeah.
So this is what we got. But
Whoa. Wow.
we do
Okay.
love you, though.
Yeah. We love you, sort of. We got this grandma. She's going viral. Why? Because she is giving the greatest rules for her funeral. And you're going to hear what she said at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Vicky, do you know this TikToker named Grandma Droniak?
Yeah, I love her.
Of course you know her.
She has a lot of memorable lines like, this is my outfit for today, and if you don't like it, you can leave. She's very sassy. She knows who she is, and she's an inspiration to everyone.
All right.
I love her.
Well, she's got her latest TikTok viral sensation is the video explaining 3 basic rules for those attending her funeral.
These are my rules at my funeral. Listen up. You could cry, but don't cry too much. Don't make a fool of yourself. Bertha is not invited. Don't let her in. And you better get drunk afterward. Take a shot for me.
I love her.
What did Bertha do to her?
Right? I want to know this. I want to know the beef.
Right?
Where's
Yeah.
Bertha's TikTok?
Spill that tea.
Where's Grandma Bertha on TikTok? I'm sure there's got to be something, right?
That's got to be followed up on. You're right. Who the hell is Bertha? And how many followers are? I don't know. How do you even decide? What does she got? Viewers, followers? What do they call them on the TikTok?
She's got 4 million followers.
Oh,
and she's
boy.
verified, which apparently is a big deal.
And she's got
And do you
over
get-
92 million likes on all of her videos.
Woo.
Dude.
Do you get paid for this, Vicky? Is it like she getting some cash?
You can if you decide to get into the TikTok fund.
Which I'm sure she's doing. Dude.
Yeah.
With that many followers. What if that's like her way of making money right now, BJ?
Nice.
Not a bad way at all. I mean, what, they augment your income by just making videos once in a while?
Dude, if
All
she
right.
starts a Patreon where she spills the dirt on Bertha, I might subscribe for a month.
Oh, a month.
Yeah, just a
Oh,
month.
all right. Well,
Now, if it's an OnlyFans, now maybe 2 months.
so you can check out Grandma Droniak at on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com, or you can go search for her on TikTok if you want. But it's so Vicky, is it one of your must watches?
Oh yeah, she's very inspirational. People will ask I can't get over my ex-boyfriend. What should I do? It's like, just forget about him. You don't need him. She's like, I don't need a man because her husband passed away. She's 92 years old, and so she's just like, I don't need you guys in my DMs. Like, she's just very.
Who's sliding into her DMs?
Well, she's apparently getting a decent amount.
I was going to say probably a lot of people.
Sending grandma the eggplant, you think?
Yeah.
I mean, she's got 4 million followers. Of course she's going to get a couple.
Yeah, I guess even like 1% of that's a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Even still, though, I'm like, I wonder, there must be younger dudes. How many old dudes know? First, how many dudes are alive in her demographic and even want to, are on TikTok?
There are
how many old dudes are on TikTok?
Older dudes, but not quite that age. But I've seen a few people try to pimp out their grandparents. Like, hey, you want to date my grandpa? Like, I've seen that.
That's pretty funny.
How many of those have you responded to, Vicky?
Not many.
Dude, though, I do like her rules. I mean, they're pretty good. I mean, minus the Bertha one. I don't know what Bertha did to deserve that, but don't cry too much. Otherwise, you're going to embarrass yourself. That's pretty funny. And that's true. Yeah. I mean, you got to kind of you don't want it to be like that kind of a vibe. But I mean, it's obviously everyone's going to be sad at a funeral. But if everyone's just bawling, that's rough.
Yeah.
And get drunk.
Get drunk.
I mean, I like the attitude because she's 92. It's like, look, look at my life now. At 92, I'm a TikTok star. Don't be crying too much over me. I've had a good life.
Do you play that back at her funeral, just kind of as a reminder? Hey, everybody.
Oh, yes.
What if Bertha makes it there somehow?
Oh, God. That will be awkward when he's like, don't invite Bertha, and Bertha's sitting over there in the front row.
If I'm Bertha, I'm coming. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, right?
It's a spectacle.
Spit on her grave. You're going to be dead.
Apparently, everyone in the comments is like, we need to know the truth about Bertha. And she says, I'll tell you about it soon. So a video will be coming out soon. I will keep an eye out for it.
She's earned a follow.
All right. We will, you will keep us posted on this because I'm not going to even, that's not going to get me to get the
I was just saying, you won't even remember by tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I'm not, I still am protesting getting the app. I mean, I keep seeing every once in a while people send me a video and then I'll click on the link and it's like, oh, I have to get the app. All right, guess I'm not watching this video. I'm that guy.
But you're on the cusp of all things like technological, right? It's like this would be.
I don't think this is good technology. I really don't.
TikTok is one of the least annoying social media apps I think I have.
It's done very quickly. Like when people do like the 3-minute videos, I'm like, nope, don't even care. But if it's like the short ones, like I remember Vine, and this is kind of like Vine, so it's at least that.
I think that's what surprises me because I bought into Vine, and because of Vine, and I also bought into Periscope. I mean, I buy into all these things that are video, and they failed, and so I'm like, I just thought TikTok would be the same thing, and as it turns out, so my brain is like, I don't know what TikTok did that all those other ones didn't do, but congratulations to them because, or the other ones were too early. Sometimes you're just ahead of your time and you really needed to wait before you put your thing out.
Yeah, it's all about the kids these days.
But honestly, there's so much on TikTok. I now use it as like a Googling device. Instead of going to Pinterest, or if I need a recipe or I need a method, like how do I clean this? How do I do that? Or I need to learn how to sew this. I literally just Google it into TikTok and find it that way.
It's like what I use YouTube for, but now it's less ads, so I guess it's quicker to get that information.
Right, it's quicker, and the videos are shorter, so I have to watch, there's not all that, welcome to my channel. No, it's like, get down to it. I just want to know what I need to know and get out.
Short attention span theater.
It's the dating life, basically.
Okay.
I mean, I'd argue, but you're not wrong.
All righty. I can appreciate that. All right, so, it's been over a week since the slap, and the slap heard around the world.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I have a video of like me in a match with a guy I was wrestling in Oregon where I slap him, and it's like got a great sound, a great crowd reaction, and I was going to post it somewhere and say, this man spoke ill of Jada. And I was like, I don't want to deal with the headache of people wanting to then share there are real, heartfelt opinions about this matter. You know what I mean? I was like, it's a dumb joke. I was like, I don't even want to deal with the headache.
You just don't know. I mean, you're absolutely, to me, I just feel like any joke at all that hits somebody the wrong way, forget about it. And why take that chance?
Especially in the face and your name's Chris Rock.
That's right. Well, we heard from OJ. There are people you do want to hear about. I will say, if you didn't see you can actually search for this. The SNL intro from Jerry Carmichael. He had a great. I thought his monologue about the whole thing was really well done. It was very, very clever. So there are people you want to hear about talk about it. I've seen enough opinions. I don't care about all of it. But there are some people like OJ. Okay, yes, I want to hear what OJ has to say about the slap. And another person. Also, I would love to hear their opinion would be Mel Gibson. What would he have to say about this?
Because I deserve it.
Yeah, that's a guy where I'm like, all right, this could be a party. Let me get the popcorn. And,
whoa.
Unfortunately, we talk about in this business whenever we do interviews, there are handlers and people that will tell you like certain things you can and can't talk about when you finally put the celebrity on with you.
Right.
Mel Gibson's handler abruptly stopped an interview after the host of the interview asked Mel if he would have been treated the same way as Will Smith if he slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. Here's how that all went down.
I was wondering if, you had been the one that jumped up out of his seat and slapped Chris Rock, if you would have been treated the same way, Mel.
Hello, Jesse. Thank you. That's our time.
Have you ever thought about that?
Thank you, Jesse.
Okay.
That is our time.
Well, Mel, thank you very much for joining Jesse Waters Primetime, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, Mel sounded weird during that interview.
Yeah, he sure did. Boy, he says his voice is very, very high. He's laughing during he's laughing. If the video I was watching was like he was laughing when he heard the question, but then the handler said stuff. I think if I don't know.
It's such
I
a
guess,
terrible question.
I don't think it was that bad of a question. Now, granted, it's loaded because of Mel being Mel.
And that's probably what the handler's worried about. Is like, I do not need. It's been very hard being the PR person for Mel Gibson as it is. I don't need this headache. Or maybe his PR person is Jada Pinkett Smith and we don't know it.
Oh, maybe that's it there. Yeah. So it would have been fascinating to hear what Mel had to say, just because I wonder if Mel's gotten any help. Because Mel's another guy who at least on those pieces of audio we have sounds like a man with rage issues. He doesn't come off like a guy that would slap anybody.
No,
not at all. Yeah.
The game's over. Let the new games begin.
Yeah, this is, it's been a beating, though. Chris Rock has lost a deal with Apple and Netflix, like his biopic that everyone was really excited about, and now nobody wants to touch.
Chris Rock or Will Smith?
Will Smith, excuse me, Will Smith. Chris Rock.
Chris Rock actually on him.
Yeah, Chris Rock had massively sold out shows in comedy, like his tickets tripled. So, and still, have we heard anything from Chris? I don't think we have, right? He just said he's processing and that's it?
Yeah, that was the last that I heard.
You ingrate, bitch.
Oh,
jeez, Mel.
Wow, Mel. Look, I'm just asking questions, Mel. I'm sorry. I'm just a curious guy. That's all. I was wondering if Oh, I see.
It was funny because I follow some comedians, and apparently Chris Rock did a surprise set at the Comedy Cellar in New York this weekend, but he refused to talk about Will Smith. Yeah, pretty much.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm. You know what? You never get in trouble for what you don't say. So I guess it's frustrating to us, and at the same time, how can you call the guy a jerk for going? Look, I'm just. Look, it happened to me. I'm just going to try to move on with my life. You can't really be mad at Chris Rock for not giving us whatever it is we think we deserve.
Right, because what everyone wants is a war of words between him. No one wants him to just be like, it's cool, we're good. Yeah. Everyone wants him to say something probably pretty, scandalous or controversial so they could keep this crap going.
Now, I will say this, and I don't know, is it bad to give Will Smith any credit for anything now? That's what I'm afraid of, is you just can't say anything like that is positive towards Will Smith? Are we at that point? Because I never know in life. He's done everything right. He's been completely contrite and accountable. He resigned from the Academy and said, look, whatever it is you need me to do, I'll do. I'll take whatever punishment you give me. He has done nothing but go, I was wrong and I'm sorry, and apologize to, at least in written form anyway. I don't know what else you could ask Will Smith to do post-slap.
I don't know, maybe like an edible arrangement sent to Chris Rock.
An edible arrangement. Yeah, there you go.
The flowers, really. You send them chocolates and those oranges that are shaped like a flower, and I think that'd be good.
Does he have to make a donation to some cause? Sometimes you'll see guys do that when they feel like
Chris Rock Foundation.
Fill up all my comedy shows, will you? Will just pay for everybody's tickets.
Do you feel like I don't know. I feel like it's like a. Maybe I'm not making such a big deal. It's like he slapped him. Yes, that was stupid. He apologized. Does he need to have all these things taken away from him for? At the end of the day, no one's really hurt from this, and it sounds like he made a boneheaded mistake and he admitted to it. And I think really the only person that should have to has really any say in how they should feel about it is Chris Rock. But I mean, all these things are being put on hold. Like, I don't really have like a terrible taste in my mouth about Will Smith after this. I'm like, I got emotional. He made a stupid mistake. I think a lot of us have done that in our lives. And he's moving on. Like, he didn't kill anybody. He didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't understand why we're like taking away everything from this guy's life because of what was just a moment of just really just stupidity. And it wasn't like anyone really got harmed by it.
Yeah, Steve, it's an interesting point. This is, as we're bleeding into cancel culture because, and now if you're Apple TV and your Netflix, who are both bidding for that biopic rights from Will Smith, can you blame them from backing away because they have too much at stake to look like they're siding with somebody that people don't want you to side with? Like they have their, all their stockholders they have to answer to and the money. So I can't really blame Apple or Netflix for going, you know what, Will, we're just not going to do this with you. And yet you're right, Steve. It's like, is this the punishment? Is this the punishment that fits the crime, or is this way over punishing Will Smith?
I mean, I think the punishment was he looked like a dork in front of the entire world, and it's not the end of the world. I guess I'm just not too like I've moved on from this whole thing. It's like, okay, he slapped him. Like, that's between those two now, not my issue.
It's a hard call because I was telling my wife, I said, if you watch old movies, whenever a dude said something that insulted a woman's honor, she always slapped him. I mean, she just went up there and just gave him. Yeah, I mean, that was
should have thrown his drink at him. That's the way to do it.
That would have been a way to go. Yeah. Or I wonder if it would have been as bad.
What if like Netflix puts out whatever movie it was they're going to put out, and they say this movie slaps? Is that the bad thing or not?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, hate slaps up. Is that what we got to do? Yeah, these are good questions, Steve, and boy, I hope we don't get vilified for asking questions. I just don't know. I have no idea what's right and what's wrong when it comes to what Will Smith should have to lose or go through or whatever. So.
It should be up to Chris. They should say, hey, Chris, I know you're not talking about it publicly, but what do you want us to do to him?
Wait, are you saying the person that, was the victim of this, from the perpetrator, they're the ones that should get to decide what happens? What are you, a crazy person?
Yes.
No, it should be America. We get to decide what happens for somebody.
What if Chris says, I'm okay with it if I get to kick him in the ding-ding? And it has to be done on television.
Dude, I mean, honestly, that's guy justice right there.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I would tune in. I wouldn't even DVR it. I'd watch that live.
Well, halftime at the Super Bowl this year.
In a special appearance by Chris Rock kicking Will Smith in the ding-ding. Mm-hmm. Hosted by Marshawn Lynch.
Grabbing my ding-ding.
It was that was a storyline actually in the Righteous Gemstones. I know you didn't. I don't think you watched all of season 2.
I haven't watched any of season 2 yet.
I believe Macaulay Culkin was actually in season 2, and basically one of the dudes was an absentee father, and he eventually sees the kid after like 25, 30 years of not being his dad, and he goes, "How can I make this right?" And the kid goes, "Can I just punch you in the face?"
Yes, do it.
And I think it was Macaulay Culkin who just hauls off on Walton Goggins and just punches him right in the face. And, I think every dude who's over the age of 40 goes, yeah, okay. And it fixed it. Like, that was it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how you explain this to anybody. I don't know how you explain it to folks that, just don't think that should ever happen, is like no one should ever get physical. But there's something in, some people's DNAs, a lot of times it's dudes, where if you feel like you were wronged by somebody, especially in a deep emotional way, sometimes you go, dude, let me just punch you in the face. And you go, all right. Not to hurt me. Like, you don't want to punch him to hurt him forever, but it somehow fixes it. I remember that growing up. I remember that with a lot of my dude friends. It just fixes it somehow. And I don't understand how that is. I don't have any psychology behind it, but with a lot of dudes, it works. And then they end up being okay.
That'd be great if then you go back to the therapist and say, do you still want to talk about your issues? No, I'm good now. Well, why? I punched the dude in the face, and now I'm good. I don't have any problems anymore. This therapy session is over. And again, I'm not advocating condoning anything, but it happened when I was in high school, kept calling this kid fat all the time. And then he was like, you know what? I'm tired of it. And he smacked the hell out of me. And we are really best friends. And we don't ever talk about it anymore. And we're like really, really good friends because I'm like, you know what, dude? I had no idea how much I was hurting you. It was all communicated like without any words. And we're really good buds, and we never speak of it again. And it's crazy. So I don't know what to say, man. DJ, someone's mad at you for spoiling. The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, did I? Oh, really?
I haven't seen that episode yet.
Yeah, well, guess what? The last episode, that episode I'm talking about, had to air at least a month ago. All right? What do you want from me? It was a month ago.
A lot going on for people. The Grammys just happened.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
they?
Well, I don't know. So, spoiler alert. Did anybody named Fu win anything? Should we say or we shouldn't say?
Yes.
We should say or they won.
I'm not going to answer that part.
Oh,
but the
man.
answer is yes.
That's how you get you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Saw the
yesterday, yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Which Lord of the Rings character was played by Ian McKellen? Gimli? No. Samwise? No.
Alf?
No. Alf.
All real characters from the movie, right?
You know what, though? Rev, he was half right. Because the correct answer is Gandalf.
Gandalf. Okay, go home.
Half right. I think, Steve, you should have got half a point for that one.
Thank you.
You want a shot at beating Steve, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.